has been decimated. Fine and good. They have dispersed. They have lost territories. The anthills have been broken. So we are in a more serious trouble.
The recent arrest of a local government chairman and a deputy, doesn't that give you hope that the sponsors are being looked out for?
It's not enough. We are talking about something that has happened in a region for 7 years. We're talking about Borno. We are talking about Adamawa. We are talking about Yobe. And you're talking and you singled out just one local government chairman. Fine and good. That is progress. But they need to intensify on this, because this is where once you're able to take hold of this, it's like removing fuel from a fire. Once you take out the fuel, the fire goes off in a short period of time. Are you
implying that the political side of it, this whole thing is not being looked into?
There is. And it is one of the reasons why we're not making progress. I had the expert talking about owning up, the question you asked, how we can deal with it effectively. You see, some of these things we go through today are fallouts of a society that spends more money on lawmaking rather than law enforcement. I have said this before. The cost of lawmaking in Nigeria is too expensive compared to cost of law enforcement. A few people are earning much more than those who are on the field. It's not about personal earning, equipment, training, everything that has to do with law enforcement. We have whittled down, and then we are spending money on the political side of it. And this is giving some of these people the wherewithal to rise against government. We need to look at these critical issues and get more people to answer questions and stop negotiating. We negotiate too much. And that is the political side of it. As 2019 comes, a lot of people who should be answering questions with the security agencies will buy themselves into a deal. I give you 1 million votes and you let me off the hook. So we keep going through this vicious cycle and people are dying. So there is the need for government to get a lot more serious and a lot more decisive on dealing with people behind these carnage.
Yesterday we had a conversation with a school proprietor, Dr. Mrs. Obisheson, and a couple of other security analysts, trying to have a clear picture of what exactly this is about. Now, on the one hand, in the Nigeria's northeast, we have the insurgency with some of the fleeing members coming into other parts of the country. Some were arrested, we heard, from Lagos State. And now we're getting to see that our children are being kidnapped. First, it was just one school, and you wait for some couple of months or almost a year before you hear another, but we have seen the frequency, a renewed one at that. And that is why we say, let's start talking. Perhaps maybe there are things we're not doing right as a nation, looking at our security for safer schools. Which is very key and important here, even though now the government is trying to look at the money budgeted for Chibok schools and a couple of schools around the northeast to protecting those schools, what they did with the money. Let's come back to all schools. From your security eye, are our schools safe?
It's not just about the school. I am one of those who believe that Nigeria is not safe. I have said this.
That's a blanket statement.
Yes, it is. No, Nigeria is not safe. When the middle class, upper middle class, and the rich are not free to express themselves on the streets, people don't go jogging in the morning. Like I said, this, go to Cameroon, you see white men, foreigners, jogging in the morning and in the evenings. You don't find that in many parts of the country, except, some very isolated environments. You see, Nigeria is not safe. And the earlier we realize this, the better for us. While growing up in the 70s, I walked to school. I rode my grifter bicycle to school 2-3 kilometers away. Okay? And nobody kidnapped me. But today, we all live in fenced houses, high gates, 10, 12 meters high. We bundle our children like teddy bears into the car and then to the school. Somebody is smiling at the gate to receive, and, back and forth all year round. So those we live and talk about, schools are children of the poor who nobody cares about, or they are only vulnerable to ritual killings and kidnap. We haven't done enough to secure the environment. We have our security systems skewed towards protecting a few people. I came here alone. But if you have to bring in a senator into this studio, about 4 or 5 policemen